Alright, so before we actually start the class, um, as you all know, I make the video of the class and upload that on YouTube. Not to become a famous YouTuber or anything, it is only for you guys to use it. Now the thing is, some of the kids were asking me, I'm watching the video but I'm still confused. And my recommendation with the video is that don't watch the video at a full stretch. Don't sit for 1 hour, get bored with all my dad jokes and then try recollecting. No, that's not the way the video is supposed to be used. So when you start watching the video, when you watch me explain some concepts, pause it and then do the scratch work. Say, okay, this is what he said, let me write it down. This is okay, fine. Then you resume and then when you come to a concept, again note it down. So that way, the video would be more effective. I certainly don't do a great job as a video maker for that matter. Okay, I mean I'm not a great guy when it comes to making videos. The video that I upload has a purpose. That always watch the video, start watching it as soon as you come to a concept, something that you want to note down or use, pause it and then do it. Okay. So that way you'll be able to make better use of the video rather than just watching the entire length of the video and then wondering or scrambling to figure out what exactly the video is for. Alright, so that is just a message for you all. I see somebody with the name Intra. Who's that?
That's me. That's me.
Me as in?
It's Davik.
Davik, okay. Alright. So Davik, you missed the surprise for the class, okay? Anyways, hold your surprise for the next time when you come to the classroom. You will see a completely different classroom, okay? I know you were worried with the mosquitoes in the last class and I have taken care of that as well. Anyways, let's come back to the agenda of the class. What we are going to cover today, we will continue with the advanced algebra unit, and that is where we will talk about system of equations one more time and then look at how do we deal with word problems related to system of equations. So essentially, if you look at the concept part of it or the coverage standpoint, we are not going to only cover or do a recap of what we know with respect to the linear equations or system of equations, but we'll also learn some of the basic techniques that we would use for converting a narrative into an equation and then solving it, and then digging through system of equations to find a solution from it. Okay, so that would be the agenda for the class today and tomorrow, and let's see how much we can cover today, and then remaining pieces we'll try to cover tomorrow. But before I start, I assume everybody can hear me okay and see the board okay? Vishwa, everybody, right? Okay. Alright. So first of all, before I jump onto the problem that we are wanting to solve, hey Saranya, let's do a quick recap of what we know with respect to the different types of equations that we know. Can somebody tell me what are different types of linear equations or different forms of linear equations that you guys are aware of? I'll ask Praneeth not to share that. No, Praneeth, probably you have heard it so many times. Let's see what Sriyan says. No, don't be sad. You'll get enough opportunity, Praneeth. Yeah, sure. Tell me.
There's slope-intercept form.
Okay, and then?
Point-slope form.
Okay.
And then I think it's like standard form.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the ones I know.
Okay. So you have given me 3 forms. Let's look at anybody from the class apart from Praneeth and Sriyan. Can somebody tell me what is a slope-intercept form and how do you wrap your head around that? Loader, have a seat. So recollect your information on slope-intercept form, standard form and 2-point form, and tell me how do you describe it. So Ananya, before you came to the class, there's some differences that you're seeing anyways. The wall is changing, the class is getting remodeled. That's not important for the subject. We are going to cover system of linear equations. How do you deal with word problems related to system of equations? And then how do you convert a paragraph into system of equations? There are three things that we're going to cover, and we'll practice some problems, okay? Yeah. So can somebody describe what is a slope intercept form? How do you relate that concept?
Slope intercept form, isn't that y equals mx plus b, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're
You can find y and then you can find your slope with it.
okay. Riya, Viswa, Davik, any other definition? Ananya, slope intercept form. I'm just,
Like it can be on a graph.
you can graph it, yes. Any linear equation, you can always graph it. I'm just trying to extract some stories from you guys. Yes, Viswa.
Same thing for me. I think it's y equals mx plus b.
Mx plus c. Okay, okay, Praneeth, you have to add some spice to it.
No.
No, you guys don't like spicy stuff? Okay, alright. Now let's look at how would your teacher relate that in a layman's term? Yeah, Praneeth, you got your spice? Go ahead.
I can see the drawing, the markers very light.
Okay. So that's another update for you guys. I have ordered all black markers, all thick markers, so that will be more legible for you guys. Is it better? Alright. Okay, that was not the spice I was looking for. But yeah, Samriddhi, anything that you want to add, Beta? Slope intercept form?
No.
No. Okay. So now this is my way of looking at it. Yes, Rian. One last response.
Also with slope intercept form, you can tell if a line would be positive or negative by like judging like if the slope is positive or negative too.
Okay. So there are a couple of theories that I'm hearing from you guys. Okay, and these are your theories, not mine. Okay. Now, first of all, if I see a line like this or a line like this, what is the difference conceptually?
They're both negative and positive.
Negative and positive slope. Okay. Which one is negative? Which one is positive?
That one's negative and
This one is negative,
yeah,
and this one is positive.
yeah.
Okay. Anybody on the screen? Biswa, Sriyan, Riya, Samriddhi. Ananya is saying that this is negative slope and this is positive slope. Agreed? Okay. Biswa, you want to add something? Anil?
I want to say that at the same thing.
Same thing. Now again, I'm further peeling off the onion. What do I mean by negative slope?
Like it's going down.
It's going down, that is one thing. Another definition. See, I become a child when it comes to math, okay? I want to see the kid in each one of you. Yes, hey Sarah. Yes, Praneeth, tell me. What a negative slope means when you think like a child.
As x increases, the y value decreases.
As x increases, y decreases. Yeah. See, this is what you said, Ananya, right?
Yeah.
You are increasing x, y is decreasing. Yeah. As you are moving x, y is moving downward. Or the slope is also known as rise over run. Right? Slope of any line is rise, not rise, rise. Rise and pulses are edibles. I'm talking about rise over run. My x is run, my y is rise. Yeah. So when my rise over run, meaning when my rise is negative rise, it's going down for every run, that is negative. When your difference of y versus difference of x, meaning let's say if you take these 2 points, this is x1 and this x2. Yeah? When I am changing from x1 to x2, meaning my x value is increasing from x1 to x2, my y value has changed from y1 to y2. So y2 minus y1 is my rise. It's a negative rise term. Over run. Run is x2 minus x1. So it changed from x1 to x2. So my run is x2 minus x1. Just if I look at it visually for the second line, the one that I have put a tick mark on. My rise is negative because it was higher value before, it became a lower value. So this value will be negative. And my run value is positive. So it is a higher x value, it was a lower x value before. So this value is positive and this value is negative. So negative by positive will be negative. Yeah. So, hey Vishal. So here when we are looking at rise over run, we are seeing it is becoming a negative value. My y value has decreased, so this is negative. When my x is increasing. So now this slope downward is a negative slope because we know mathematically what it means. Yeah. Now this one is, everybody said this is positive, right? Ananya, everybody, so I will praise everybody. Here if you see, let's say if you take 2 points, you change from x1 to x2. When your x is increasing, see your y value is also increasing. So your rise over run is positive. When your rise over run is positive, meaning your slope is positive. When your rise over run is negative, your slope is negative. So optically, when in future when you will ever see a line moving downward, that is a negative slope. Whenever you will see a line moving upward, that's a positive slope. And you don't have to do all this calculation. It is just for interpreting it real quick in a real life scenario that you are dealing with. Okay. If you have a question, let's say a question says this. I'm just giving you guys a lame example though. It might be lame actually. It might be a relevant example. Somebody says that your equation is y equal to 2x plus 7 and you have 3 choices. Choice 1 is a graph like this. Choice 2 is a line like this. A line like this. Choice 3 is a line like this. Which one seems to be an option here? Without doing any calculation, when you see this is your slope, y equal to mx plus c, m is your slope. Your slope clearly is showing positive value. This is negative slope, this is a flat slope, this is an increasing slope, positive slope. So without doing any calculation, you will straight away jump onto this option.
Yeah.
Did you do any calculation? No. That is why when I'm teaching you guys things here, right? From now onwards or from previous week onwards, what did I say? That everything that we learn, we'll try solving problems and we'll also try to find out the techniques that will help us solve the problem in the least possible time. And that least possible time would be based on how you interpret the concepts, relate to it. See, here if I try solving it, okay, I'll put a y, x value, then I look at line and all. That will take me time. I'll simply look at this. This is my slope-intercept form. And this is my slope, which is positive. Which of the three is giving me a positive slope? This one. Why to waste more time? Yeah? These are some of the techniques that we'll keep on practicing, okay? But did I make enough sense to everybody or I'm just convincing myself so far? Everybody okay? Neil, Sarah, Riya, Praneeth, Ritika, Samriddhi. So the kids, Tansi. So kids who join late, we are going to talk about system of linear equations. We'll do some problems, some word problems on system of equations, and then we'll look at different forms of the linear equation. Again, some of you would have covered that before, but we are doing a recap of it, and we'll do more word problems in the class today. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Everybody with me? And I feel little pity for Ananya. She's alone in the class with me. But because all the kids who are coming here in person, like Davik, Arush, Praneeth, everybody is joining online. Okay, I'm working hard for you guys to make this class beautiful for you. and you are not here. So anyways, next class, we'll see you guys here in the class. Okay? I mean, depending on how convenient it is. So we talked about the different forms of a linear equation. First one is slope-intercept form, which is nothing but y equal to mx plus c, like you said, where m is nothing but your slope, and c is what?
Y-intercept.
Y-intercept. Yeah. And what does it mean actually? What is y-intercept? You all know it.
It's like the
Mm-hmm.
The point of
Where?
x when y is here. No, the point of y when x is here.
Say it more convincingly, Davik. Say it louder. I could not hear you actually.
The point of y, like the value of y when x is equal to 0.
Okay. So if I have an equation like this, y equal to mx plus c, I'm saying what is c? You guys said it is the y-intercept, and I said what does it mean? So Davik has given me one example. He's saying, okay, the value of value of y when x is 0. Meaning you have substituted in this equation, regardless of what your slope is, you put a 0 here, this whole thing becomes 0. So y equal to c. Yeah, the value of y when x is 0 is your y-intercept. Okay, Praneeth, describe it one more time for me in your own words.
Where the graph passes the y-axis.
When exactly intercept, when the line is intercepting the y-axis. Now look at this. Let's say I have an equation which draws a line like this. I have a linear equation which draws a straight line like this. This is my straight line, AB. What is my x-intercept?
right there.
This one, where it intercepts the x-axis or cuts the x-axis. What is my y-intercept? Where it intercepts the y-axis. Yeah. And while all these that I'm explaining to you guys might sound very kiddish and below standard, but you know what? You will come across these kind of questions in your SAT exam where it might say, okay, fine, y equal to 2x minus 9. Tell me which of the graph is representing that. Okay? One line is going like this, 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 and this is 4, this is 8, this is, minus 4 basically, minus 8, minus 4, minus 8, minus 12, 4, 8, 12. I'm just randomly plotting it. When you say that, okay, this is an equation, tell me which of the graph is representing this one. You can always plot it and figure it out. But when you look at this equation, the first reaction will be, okay, this is y-intercept form, y equal to mx plus c. What is my y-intercept? Minus 9. This one. Minus 9 meaning this is touching the y-axis on the negative side. This one is out of question. This one is touching it below, above minus 4. Now, out of question. This is not touching on the positive side. Out of question. See, this one is intercepting the y-axis. After A, I did not do a great job with the drawing, but by looking at this one, in 30 seconds or less than 30 seconds, you are able to nail it down to the solution. Yeah? Maybe I am one of those unique teachers who might tell you that, okay, are there problems that you want to solve without solving it? These are those candidates which you would want to solve without actually solving it, because it helps you get the right answer without wasting your precious time during the exam. Does it make sense, Samriddhi? Riya? No, and again, when I'm calling out names, I'm not trying to put any of you on the spot. I'm just trying to make sure that everybody is with me. Yeah? Alright? Davik, Vishwa, Jenna, everybody? Okay. Neil, Sarah, and Kate. Just make sure that you guys are all participating with me, okay? Because when you participate with me, I feel super happy about it. All right. You need water?
No.
No. Okay. If you need, we'll. Okay. Now let's look at. Okay. Before I start looking at the problems. So this is y-intercept form. We have muddled the water enough. So I'm hoping that this is one of my most favorite form of a linear equation. Okay, because it tells you, see, any line that you talk about, using a linear equation, will draw a line only. So any linear equation you talk about, this is the easiest way to get all the information. Because what you need, you want to know whether line is going like this or this, meaning the slope, which is here, and where it touches the x-axis or y-axis. So this one doesn't tell you what the x-axis is. It only talks with respect to the y-axis intercept. But you can always relate, like what I think Davik or somebody explained, right? The y-intercept is when the x value is 0, meaning y-intercept, any and every point on the y-axis will have x value as 0. Likewise, any and every point on x-axis will have y value as 0. So if you have to find out the x-intercept, what will you do? Put y value as 0. And that will give you the x-intercept. So in the same equation, you will be able to find out the slope, you will be able to find out the x and y-intercept without doing much of a calculation. And that is my goal, because I want you guys to know the concepts, practice it enough, but when it comes to doing the exam, you should be able to solve it with minimal calculation without running with the risk of going wrong. Yeah? Alright? Okay, let's move on. So we looked at slope-intercept form. What is the second form? That is called standard form. What is standard form? Can somebody help me recall that formula? Yes, Pradeep.
I think it's A plus B equals C.
Okay. I have just written it down because all the kids who would watch the video and try recalling it. It's y equal to mx plus c. This is your slope-intercept form. Second one is called standard form. And like the way Pradeep explained, it is ax plus by plus c equals 0. This is your standard form. Now, is there a relationship between this guy and this guy? Yes, there is. You can always convert a standard form into a slope-intercept form. How? You need y on one side, everything else moves to the other side. So if you keep by equal to minus c minus ax. So this guy goes from here to that side, this becomes minus ax. This guy goes from here to this side, becomes minus c. Now y equals, I will put the x thing first. So minus a over b x minus c over d. So this is your y-intercept and this is your slope. Yeah. So when you have a standard form of the equation, from that if you have to find out the slope, you will say it's minus of a by b, minus of the coefficient of x divided by the coefficient of y. Similarly, if somebody says, what is you have equation this form and says, find out what is the y-intercept, you will say, okay, this is my y-intercept. So y-intercept is minus c over b, meaning this constant minus of this constant divided by coefficient of y. Yeah. What I'm trying to say here is, if you come across a question which says 3x plus 9y minus 12 equal to 0, find out the slope of this equation. And you'll say, okay, we are all used to finding the slope when I have it in slope intercept form. But here, how do I do it? Slope is nothing but minus a over b. I mean, you don't have to memorize it. You can always relate it out. You can always move everything to the other side, keep y on this side, and whatever you have as a coefficient of x, that is your slope. Whatever you have as the constant term, that is your y-intercept. Make sense? Davik, Jenna, Biswa. Nirunya has been very quiet. All okay, beta? Samriddhi okay? I know okay? Okay. Alright. So we saw two forms, y equal to mx plus c as a slope intercept form. We saw standard form, which is ax plus by plus c equal to 0. These two are not two different things. These are just two different representations. Okay. If you are seeing my face and you recognize me by my face like this, tomorrow if I put a different mask on my face, I'm the same person, it's just a different mask. So this is another mask that we are seeing here. Yeah. Alright. So, I mean, it will just help you relate things, that's all. Because you don't see everything given to you in black and white. So, how do you relate it? How do you interpret it? That is where the whole catch lies. Now, there was one more form that you were talking about, Sriyan, right? What was that form?
It was point slope one.
Point slope form. Okay? And that is the third form. And as I said, these are not different things. These are the same concept packaged in a different way. Can you tell me how do you write point slope form, Sriyan, or anybody in the class? Do you guys recall? Okay, I'll let Ritika. No, Davik, hold it. Ritika has been quiet. Let Ritika explain. Yes, beta. Go ahead.
Point slope form is y minus y1 is equal to m minus x minus x. M times parentheses x minus x1.
Okay. Y minus y1. Okay. Divided by.
Oh, is equal to x. Is equal
Okay.
to
M x minus x1.
yeah.
Okay. Yes. Jenna, is that your definition as well? Or you want to add some more color to it? Make it more colorful. Any other color that you want to add to this description that Ritika gave? No? See, you guys are not playing with math. That is where I have a concern. I want you guys to play with it. I changed my age from 49 to 12 when I'm in the math class. I'm reducing my age by 37 years. Okay, let's keep the joke aside. Yeah, Davik, you want to add some color to it?
So y1 and y have to be flipped, and x1 and x have to be like they have to switch places. Like it has to be y1. Wait, I'm pretty sure it's y1 minus y instead of y minus y.
Okay. And what I will say is, let me add color to it. Actually, it doesn't make a difference. You can write this in three different ways. You can say y minus y1 equal to m x minus x1. You can say y1 minus y equal to m x1 minus x. Or if you don't like either of them, you will say, okay, y2 minus y1 equal to m x2 minus x1. I mean, you do that because you want a generic term with x and y. So, but let's keep this one aside. But what I'm saying, trying to derive here for you guys is, these are all the same. Whatever you have seen here, whatever you are seeing here is the same. Now, if you go back to the earlier concept that we started with, are the mosquitoes still bothering you?
No.
No, because I took care of the mosquito problem. Okay, Davik, that's a promise to you as well. I know mosquitoes are bothering you a lot. I've taken care of that. Okay, anyways, those are the spices I keep on adding. Now, coming back to this one, when we started the whole concept of a slope, what did we mean by slope? We said, okay, fine, rise over run. rise over run. Let's say this is one point x1 y1, x2 y2. This is second point. What is my rise? This much. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, that is my run. This is my slope. If I count my rise as x1 minus x2, that is also the same. I mean, I'll say, y1 minus y2, if I put instead of x2, y2 minus y1, if I say y1 minus y2, then here below I'll say x1 minus x2. How much y has changed and how much x has changed. So basically it's about the difference. Okay. If you consider this point is the first point and this is the second point, then y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, that will be a slope. If you consider this as your first point, this as your second point, that will be y1 minus y2 by x2 minus x1. So ultimately, which one is coming first doesn't matter actually. As long as you are giving a right name to this one, okay? y1 minus y2 by x1 minus x2 is not same as y1 minus y2 divided by x2 minus x1. This order also has to match. Meaning, which point you are considering as your first point and which one as the second point, that order should not change. Does it make sense? So now, a summary of all that is, all this wastage of time that I have done for you all, last 30 minutes, was to come to one conclusion. See, as soon as I said wastage of time, Sian raised his thumbs. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. So I'm saying, so guys, don't take me seriously, okay? Only my math is to be taken seriously, not my jokes. Coming back to this one. So here, all the three different forms that we saw, it revolves around three facts. One is slope of a line, x and y intercept, and then how do you, this one is given a name slope intercept form because it gives you a straight pointer to the slope and the intercept, y intercept. This one says that, okay, this is a standard form, this is a most generic form. You can convert this into this form or this form depending on your interest. And this one is again nothing but a representation of a slope, rise over run. This form is nothing but a representation of a slope. That's it. Yeah? So all these concepts are relatable. If you forget one of the form, don't even worry about it. As long as you know what a line is, what a slope means, what an intercept is to be interpreted as, you are rock solid with your concept. Does it make sense to everybody? Nirunya, Saranya, Ritika, Samriddhi, everybody? Jana?
Yes.
Ria has been very quiet. Ria, you are not upset with me for sure, right? You used to talk little more. Nowadays you have chosen to stay quiet. But yeah, regardless of who is talking, who is not, my only goal is everybody should be able to understand these concepts in the simplest possible way. Is that okay with everybody? I mean, is that making sense to everybody? Am I being able to meet that expectation so far for everybody? Okay, then I'm not a bad teacher. Let's move on. Now, these concepts we looked at. Now, look at the application part of it. Now, the thing that bothers people the most is the word problems. Because word problems are at times, made to look little cryptic. They put a lot of verbose information into a question and then we have to decode it and then solve it. So let's look at some problems and then that will help us see how that can be solved using the three forms of the linear equation that we looked at. So So let me pick up some problems for you guys, and then.
What about the homework?
So in SAT class, I don't give you guys the homework because you all are very senior kids. You guys have a lot of assignment coming from school. You have a lot of activities. My expectation from you all is that when we learn a particular unit or topic, you guys open up Khan Academy, and for that particular topic, try doing the unit test by yourself. And that is not as an assignment, not to create stress on you guys, but just to see that whatever we have learned in the class, are we able to apply that and solve the problems with ease? Meaning, are we enabled with the concept in a way that regardless of what content we have in the problem, I'm able to solve each and every type of problem by myself. And if you're not able to, if you get stuck somewhere, catch hold of me saying, sir, you taught something that is not covering anything and everything that is needed for doing that unit test. So I'm not giving you guys homework for SAT group, but assumption is that you guys are doing that homework, not for me, but for yourself to make sure that whatever you're learning in the class, you're able to apply that for solving problems. Now whether doing 5 problems with that concept is enough, or you want to do 25 problems or 500 problems, that call I'm leaving for you guys. Is that okay, everybody? Yeah? So, obvious expectation, understanding is, or a deal between the teacher and the students is that you guys are doing unit test by yourself to check whether your teacher is covering everything from a concept point of view or not, and is that enough for you to solve the problem that you'll come across. Okay? I mean, I don't mind giving problems to you guys, but if you guys want me to. Yeah? Alright. Now, let's look at some cryptic looking word problems. I have a problem here. Okay. So for Samriddhi and Ananya, did I talk about something that all other kids will hate me for? Did I talk about this?
Yeah.
I did? Samriddhi, do you remember better? If I talked about RAND or not?
I don't think you did.
Okay. Then that, see, Pranit is crying already. Okay, so Pranit, sorry about that, beta. Real quick, this is the concept that, this is a habit that I'm trying to build for all of us, including myself. Whenever you have a problem to solve, look at one theory which says, one story which says, who wins the medal in a race depends on who ran the best. And here, RAN means R stands for read, A stands for analyze, and N stands for Nike. Now you remember why. I also remember I was pointing at your shoes. So when you have a question to solve, read the question once, twice, 3 times. That will give you all the information you need, and then you start thinking about it. How I'm going to solve it? What is the information I have? What are the formulas that I know? Which one is the right strategy? And then you go to Nike, which says just do it. So when you are solving a problem, the shortest message here for you guys, which I would keep on emphasizing for everybody, is don't jump onto solving a problem as soon as you come across a problem. Read it, think about it, then you try doing it. Because if a problem takes 10 minutes to solve, it will take 10 minutes to solve. But if you took a wrong path and you navigated a little further, spent 5 minutes, and then you realize, okay, this was not the right approach, I have to change my approach, you actually wasted those 5 minutes that you could use for solving 2 more problems, which will get you to little higher score in your test. So that's why I'm emphasizing this. This will help you guys make sure that you always put your thoughts before you jump onto doing it, because doing it is the easiest part of it. If you have decided your strategy, if you are very clear about how you're going to do it, and again, this will also help you with the problems where you don't really have to solve it. Okay, when you read and analyze, you'll, oh, this one doesn't need to be solved. I see the 3-4 options, 3 of them are not valid. Knock it off. Done. So that is why getting a question, jumping on to solve it, solving it immediately is not the best strategy, at least in my mind. If I don't emphasize on that one, then probably there's a potential where you might end up wasting a couple of minutes, and every minute translates into money, not money, but marks for you guys. Yeah. All right. So let's look at this problem. Samriddhi, did I bore you enough?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Let's move on to this problem. T equals 0.7 times 10 plus m. This is the equation given in this problem. And then the story behind is, a mechanic is testing a new heating system for a home. A mechanic is testing a new heating system for a home. The house has an average temperature of T degrees. The house has an average temperature of T degrees Celsius. M minutes after the heating system is turned on. As indicated by the equation, how many degrees Celsius does the average temperature of the house rise every minute? See, so much of story into it. See, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm not only preaching, I'm practicing also. I'm reading the question again. T equals to 0.7 into 10 plus m, and then there is a description below which says a mechanic is testing a new heating system for a home. The house has an average temperature of T. Has an average temperature of T degree Celsius m minutes after the heating system is turned on. So your heating system is this one. As soon as you turn on, the average temperature changes to T after m minutes. So if you put 1, you will know how much temperature it is. If you put m equal to 2, how much temperature it will be. That's what this equation says. As indicated by the equation. So this equation is actually complementing that story that I was telling you guys. How many degrees Celsius does the average temperature of the house rise every minute? Now the question is, this is the equation where you know what m stands for, what T stands for. This is the average temperature of the house, and this is after m minutes, the T temperature. The question is, how many degrees Celsius does the average temperature of the house rise every minute? And the options that is given to you are 0.7, 1, 7 and 10. These are the 4 options given to you. Okay? I want you guys to try it and tell me what answer you are leaning towards before I give it a shot. Everybody got the question right? Yeah, Davik.
It's 0.7.
0.7. Okay. And I'm repeating the last part of the sentence. I'm reading it one last time. Says, how many degrees Celsius does the average temperature rise every minute? Okay, yeah, Pranit.
0.7.
But you also think 0.7? Vishal?
0.7.
Shreyan?
I got 0.7.
Okay.
0.7.
0.7. Tansi also 0.7?
Yeah.
You guys are becoming very good friends. Samriddhi, Ria,
I got
Jeda,
0.7.
0.7. How about Jenna?
I got 0.7.
Vishwa also 0.7? Okay. You also 0.7?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, yeah, Nikhil.
I also got 0.7.
But see, everybody got 0.7. So there's a potential that I might get biased. Everybody got 0.7, so that means the answer is 0.7. But that is my problem. I don't trust anybody when it comes to solving math. And there's $1 million message in that. Meaning, when you guys are also solving, even if your best friend says this is the answer, don't trust him or her. Now let's look at it. I read the question enough, and then from that question, I'm just thinking right now, okay, T is the average temperature. Average temperature is not saying with the rise, it's saying it's the average temperature after n minutes. This is a relationship that is given here. Meaning, what will be my temperature, let's say after 1 minute? It will be 0.7, 10 plus 1. 0.7 into 11. 7 point. Yeah, 7.7. Okay. What is the temperature after 2 minutes? 0.7 into 10 plus 2, 12. 8.4. After 3 minutes, 0.2 into 13. Oops. 9.1. Okay. So from 1 to 2, the temperature has changed from 7.7 to 8.4. 2 to 3, it has changed by this. Yeah. So you guys are saying that the question, again, I'm reading the last part of this question because I don't know if I'm getting the question right or not. How many degrees Celsius does the average temperature of the house rise every minute? Okay, every minute. So 1 to 2, change by 0.7, 2 to 3, change by 0.7. Okay, fine. Now let's look at the trick that we would want to use for this problem, right? Everybody got 0.7. I think Derek, you took maybe 30-35 seconds. Pranit took around same time, right? Everybody was almost very quick. Here, when you look at it, in this case, what you're seeing is this. Okay, you are very clear about it. So this is 0.7 multiplied by 10 plus 1 or 2 or 3. So this part is constant, only this part is changing. So with every change of m, it changes by 0.7 because this part will always give me 7. So every change of 1 gets multiplied by 0.7. So the answer 0.7 was spot on. But when I am doing my analysis part, that is when I stare this equation with more intensity, I see that okay, this part is not changing. It's only this part that is the reason for the difference. And every change of this is getting multiplied by 0.7. So 1 to 2 is only going to change it by 0.7. Done deal. I don't have to do any calculation. So far I was saying that read, analyze, and then Nike. Now I'm adding another word, stare, meaning that was not needed. I'm not going to redefine that. What I'm saying is, when you look at this equation or any detail in the question with more depth, with more intensity, you will see, yeah. I mean, you're putting your thoughts around it, right? You don't have to do any calculation here for this one. All this calculation that I did was a waste of time. When I just read this one and think about it, okay, in this equation what is happening? This part is constant, so if I multiply this with this, no matter 1 time, 2 times, 200 times, this will remain the same. It's only this guy which will be added to this value. And every change of this is with this. Done. Yep. Did I bore everybody? No? Yes? Pranit said yes, I did. No, I'm just kidding. So, yeah. I'll not talk about my dad jokes one more time because run is enough for you guys to get tired of me. If I keep bragging about my dad jokes, you guys will start hunting for a better teacher then. Let's not do that. Okay, let's go to what happened, Devik. All okay? Your emoji was getting me confused. Okay, let's go to the next problem. And now you have to pay attention to my speech. I'm reading the question for you guys. A landscaping company sells bags that hold up to 2.3 cubic feet. Landscaping company sells bags that hold up to 2.3 cubic feet of mulch. So this is the first sentence I'm reading one last time. A landscaping company sells bags that hold up to 2.3 cubic feet of mulch. The company guarantees that there is at least 2 feet. This is a guarantee, okay? The company guarantees that there is at least 2 cubic feet there is at least 2 cubic feet of mulch inside each bag. So first one says up to 2.3 cubic feet is the capacity of the bags or the mulch bags, and the guarantee is that this is the maximum limit, but regardless, each and every mulch bag will have at least 2 cubic feet. So if you got one bag for 2 cubic feet, that was the guarantee. If you got 2.2 cubic feet, that's a bonus. But it can hold up to this much. Okay. Now, which of the following functions give the non-negative difference between the maximum and minimum mulch volumes? Which of the following functions gives the non-negative difference between the maximum and minimum mulch volumes in cubic feet that could be contained in B bags purchased from the landscaping company? And you have 4 options. Option A is for B bags 0.3B, FB equals 2B. Third one is find the place and sit down. No, not here. Sit there.
My parents said they'll pick me up 5 minutes on the bus.
Okay, that's okay. Your class has not started yet. So you just sit quiet as if you're not here. Okay, so last sentence of the problem I'm reading one last time. Which of the following functions gives the non-negative difference between the maximum and minimum mulch volumes in cubic feet that could be contained in B bags? B is the number of bags purchased from the landscaping company. Did everybody hear the question?
Can you repeat it one more time, please?
Sure. So, I'm reading the question from beginning. A landscaping company sells bags that hold up to 2.3 cubic feet of mulch. Up to 2.3 cubic feet of mulch. The company guarantees that there is at least 2 cubic feet of mulch inside each bag. Which of the following functions gives the maximum and minimum mulch volumes in cubic feet? Which of the following functions gives the non-negative difference between the maximum and minimum mulch volumes in cubic feet that could be contained in B bags purchased from the landscaping company? So which of the one gives the difference between the maximum and minimum mulch volumes purchased in B bags? Yes, Rian.
I think it's A.
Okay, this is one option. Let's see. Yes, Praneet. A.
I think B.
Okay. Let's hear everybody out. Samriddhi,
I think it's A.
you also think it's A? So A is getting more votes. Let's see. Ria, Nikhil, Neil, Sarah. You are here as if you are not here. So no sound, not even a pin dropping from your bag. Okay? Yeah. You can take a nap. That's okay. Without snoring. Yes. Yes, Nikhil.
I think it's A.
How about you, Vishwa?
I think it's A as well.
Tansi?
It's
A. Okay. Jenna, Ria, anybody? No?
I
David?
think it's well.
You also think it's A? Okay, Ritika also A. Okay. Alright. So, see, now this is my turn. So Riyans, you have joined few minutes early. So wait till 4 o'clock, right? Here, in this, that's the reason why I was reading the last part of the question, okay? Because what happens is, if the person who has said the question, right, he or she twists one word, okay, the whole thing might change. Now, if I read I'm not going to explain this, I'm not going to teach this, you guys know it very well. I'm just telling you the importance of this one. The last line of the question says, which of the following functions gives the non-negative difference between the maximum and minimum mulch volume in cubic feet that could be contained in B bags purchased from the landscaping company? So, gives the non-negative difference between the maximum and minimum. So, Ananya, now if you come back to this one, it says non-negative difference. Difference between maximum and minimum. What is the maximum you can have? 2.3 cubic feet. 2.3 into B. This is maximum. If every bag that you purchase had this much of mulch. If you're looking at all the, you guys said you're not here. The minimum number of volume of mulch that I can have is 2 into B, because I bought B bags. The non-negative difference, meaning this is just the difference, absolute difference. Yeah? Alright? Yes, Jenna.
So all you had to do was just subtract the two numbers.
You just subtract the two numbers and it says non-negative difference, meaning basically it's talking about 2.3 minus 2 into B as a mod function. Get the absolute difference. It doesn't really care whether it's a positive value or negative value, just absolute difference. Yeah?
Okay. I think I get it.
Yep.
It's like simple. I think it's just like really boring.
So these are the problems that you don't really have to solve. That is where my magic wand would help. It's just about, see, this was not even a math problem actually, if you look at it. It was just a story you have to decode and find out what is the value. If it would have stopped at maximum, then we were talking about this. If it would have stopped at minimum, then we were talking about this. This says the non-negative difference between maximum and minimum. So one word twisted changes things upside down. Yeah? So today whatever we did, those were like jumpstart with the word problems. We just looked at some problems, those are not even qualified to be called math problems. So we are going to talk about more interesting word problems, more complicated word problems, and then graph related problems in the class tomorrow, which we could not do today. Okay, so with that being said, we have come to the end of the class, unless you guys have a question for me.